Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Lightroom editing tutorial. In today's video, we're going to be checking out how to edit like your favorite travel blogger. And I've designed this preset with the popular travel Instagrammer at Helloemilie in mind. Her feed is really beautiful and I just wanted to show that and share that with you guys so that you can use it on your photos as well. This preset is really general, so it doesn't specifically have to be for travel photos. So it's really versatile and you can use it on almost any of your photos as well. So having a look at Helloemilie's Instagram page, we can quickly start to see the style that she produces in her shots. She likes to keep her colors natural, keeping the look and feel of her photos nice and soft, as well as having a minimal composition. As much as the editing does come into play in the final look of the shot, you always have to remember how she's taken the shot, and that is one of the most important things as well. So if we hop on over to Instagram, I've selected a few shots that complement the style of Helloemilie. First, I'm going to bring down the contrast. As I said earlier, her shots are really smooth and soft in its overall feel. I'm also going to bring the highlights down as well as bringing the shadows up just to flatten the image a bit. To compensate for this, I'm going to bring the whites up to about 50 and the blacks down to about -30. Up next, I'm going to bring the vibrance up to about 20 and bring the saturation down to -10. Moving on to the tone curve and where this image really comes alive, we're going to drop a point right in the middle so that stays centered. And then what we're going to do is bring up the shadows. She has quite a bit of fade in her photos, as well as bringing down this top white point so it fades out the highlights. Then what we're going to do is drag up the highlights and take down the shadows to create a nice contrast in the image. Up next, I've noticed that quite a few of her photos have a green tint to the shadows. So what I'm going to do is change the color channel, go to the greens, drop a point right in the middle once again so we don't affect any of the other colors in the highlights. And I'm just going to drag the shadows up a little bit, which will add a bit of green to the shadows. What I'm going to do next is go onto the hue, and I'm going to start off by bringing the yellows all the way into the orange. She likes to use a lot of oranges in her photos. That complements with a lot of blue photos in her feed. So as I said, I'm going to bring the yellows over to about -60. I'm also going to bring the greens all the way over to -100. And then I'm going to emphasize that color contrast by bringing the aquas to about 50. Up next, I'm going to bring up the orange saturation to about +20. I'm going to bring up the yellow to about +50. And then lastly, I'm going to bring the blues down to about -50. We're not going to touch the luminance for this photo as we can already see that it's starting to get that soft feel. Moving on to the split toning, I'm going to put a warm split tone in the highlights, moving the hue up to about 30 and taking the saturation up to about 7. I'm then going to use a slight greenish blue color in the shadows at about 100 on the hue and then bring the saturation up to about 6. Following this is the sharpening. Now, as I said in the beginning, her images are really soft, but that doesn't mean that they're not sharp. So I'm going to bring the sharpening up to about 50. You don't need to do it too much if you have the photo fully in focus already. And that's pretty much all the settings that we need to do to achieve this look. I'm not going to add any grain into the photos. I don't believe that she does, maybe on the slight occasion, but I'm going to leave that where it is. I'm also going to leave the camera calibration where it is. Specifically when it comes to this photo, I've just made the general preset, but what I would do with this photo is bring down the blue saturation completely, so we have the same kind of effect going on in both images. I'm going to bring up the exposure as well, and then also just bring up the orange saturation and yellow just a bit. So I think that's looking pretty good for this photo. I'm just going to move on to this one as well, and what we can do is save this as a preset and apply it to the other photos as well. So just go over to your presets tab, click on the little plus icon, choose the folder that you want to save it to and save it as the preset. So I'm going to call it HE1 for Helloemilie. Make sure that your exposure and white balance isn't checked, as each image will have a different exposure as well as white balance. Click on create and this will save it to your preset library. So now if we go ahead and click on HE1, that'll apply it to the photo. And we can see that it's looking pretty good from the start. I'm going to use this balloon image as the reference for this one, and what I'm going to do is click on the hue tab and bring the blue hue a bit more into the purple side so it gets a bit darker and it doesn't have that aqua feel. It looks a bit more natural and matches Helloemilie's photo on the left. What we could do as well is bring down the luminance and bring down that saturation even more, and I think that's looking good. All we would need to do from this point is hit R on your keyboard to bring up the crop tool and crop this into a square to get ready to post on Instagram. Make sure that your subject is in the middle. For me, it just looks the most pleasing on Instagram. Hit enter, and there we go. We have your photo ready to post on Instagram with that Helloemilie look.
Thank
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did like it, please leave a like. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. And you guys might have also seen that I had some of my own presets down on the left. So if you want to check out my travel presets, the link will be in the description as well. You can see all the before and afters on that side as well. So please check it out and support the channel if you guys do like the videos I create. In saying that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today and you can take this into your own photography and improve your skills. In the meantime, stay weird, don't die, and make it happen. I'll see you guys in the next one.